but what we need, like, and what this project really needs is a beautiful, deep foundation where we cover every level. So it's like all about like the tone, how you speak, the values, how like the gut, establishing the gut feeling of everything inside of this company, so that like when people come in, it's so sharp and it's so clear,
Right.
and it's immediate. It's like, wow, this is everything about this feels in line, you know? And that's what creates success, when there's just a harmonization across the board. And that happens not just through like visual tools, but also through language and through just like a collective understanding. So that goes into, that's what branding is. Branding is creating the gut feeling and like the subconscious reaction that people will receive, the subconscious feeling that people receive when they come into contact with anything that Be Light produces or gives out into the world. And then from there, once we understand those, that base, like that base is super strong, it's super clear. And then from there, we go into the visual identity. And the visual identity is everything that's like tangibly, that people can hold on to now. It's like what's physical. So it's the symbol. The symbol is the logo. It's a really powerful tool that can be used to like immediately recognize something. I see the symbol and I immediately associate it with everything that your company does. And it also acts as like a landing pad or like a portal for all like the extremely like well thought out specific frequency. It's like that's the intelligence behind a logo. But in order for a logo to work, it has to come from a really like well thought out, well developed base. And then there's, you know, the colors, the typography, and the website. I'm imagining you want to have a website.
Yeah, of course, because people have to sign up on a website, and more so like if there is a some sort of like app too. I'm thinking like, so it's easy for people to sign up for sessions. Website or plus app, that would be ideal. I'm just trying to like, how do I, in my mind, I'm like, I believe in streamlining. How to make it like it as most streamlined experience, you know, for managing the people.
Yeah, sorry. It's like apps, like we have so many apps on our phone, like honestly it's not really necessary. There's a lot of platforms that have like the booking already where you go in and there's a
right on a website. And that could be that.
Yeah. And then there's all the time that are available, the slots. Depending on, so what like my role in this would be, I see like, so we set up like a workshop and we figure out exactly, or like we define the brand really, really well. So we get as close to what you really want to come through, and we get rid of like all the extra stuff. And then from there we move on to the creation of the logo and the identity. And then we move on to the website. The website, depending on how we do it, like maybe I can do it all myself, or we might need to bring an extra person on to do the website. I'm not really sure.
I mean, I can also create a lot of that. I've created, I mean, I know Squarespace pretty good, but some components of it, like the scheduling, like, I don't know, the Squarespace one is not the best. So I'm figuring out like what these centers are using that works well. That we can incorporate, but I have a lot of technological background too as well.
Awesome. Yeah. And then we need to figure out like what kind of printed materials will you need.
Yeah.
So it'll be everything.
I'll need a lot of printed materials based on what I'm seeing in other places.
So it's like figuring out how the sign is gonna look, where it's gonna be, you know, like if things need to be like printed on glass, you know, like if the logo needs to go across glass, if you need business cards, flyers, little pamphlets, and then what I'm also seeing is like, do you need help with like presentation stuff? So do you also need presentation design? Like, do you want further on to like sell this and to create other locations?
Well, not in the beginning, I think. I think for now, it's just focusing on this place. And then kind of just going from there. Depends how it naturally goes, progresses. I don't think I myself can handle more than one for now. But yeah, so for now, no presentations yet. I think it's just more like focusing on everything that you said till for opening, like considering the timing, and I'm looking for a space, and like so for me I'm like working on the branding and everything you mentioned, and at the same time working on like physical location.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. You need help. So also it would be like figuring out photography, like photographing the location, making it look really nice so that people can like see it on the website and stuff. And then seeing, do you want social media? Social media is like its own.
I know. Actually, so I bought belightnyc.com, and I also already on Instagram opened belightnyc. So I like open the account, so I like at least have that on Instagram, so to like as a placeholder. But yeah, of course, like social media eventually will be part of that. The nice thing only that there will be because this technology, I guess, has been so popular. There's a marketing company, I have to talk to them, that have been helping with other centers, so they have some marketing engines already built out that they do, and I have to talk to them about a website as well, and I don't know whether they're worth it or not, but anyway, they also help with some of the social media. I don't know if they actually manage Instagram. I mean, honestly, some of it I can probably manage myself, but we'll probably need some images for that. Like, like especially in the beginning, like for the opening. But it depends how the location goes. Sometimes people even pre-order sessions. Like it's been so busy everywhere else from what I've been seeing.
Right. What can be done would be just like if we don't want to like, if all we want is just like an Instagram account with like a few images, just like a simple like 4, 5, 6 rows, and then we just leave it there and people comment whatever they want, but it's just like, oh, like you click it and oh, this is real. There's a link to the website. There's the location, and you know where to get to from there. That's really useful.
Yeah, that's why I was like, we started talking today, and I was like, oh yeah, let me open the Instagram account.
One thing that I do pretty well is creating brand guidelines. So brand guidelines is basically like a book, a PDF that is the brand Bible. So everything, like all of the output, everything that gets generated from this brand is like found inside this book, and it's just like I'm running out of language right now.
It's okay, don't worry about it.
But yeah, it's like you go there, it's the dictionary. You find all of the messaging, you find the colors, you find the typography, you find the logo, you find the right usage. You find the layouts of how everything's going to look, and then it makes creating stuff a lot more easy. And if you want to bring on somebody who like works more full time for you, they already have like a foundation to follow. So it's like really
that'd
useful.
be good. Yeah, because I mean, for me, I'm thinking I'll have like an office manager and someone actually like operating his business, and I'm a little more like in a directorial role, and someone on the ground actually like being there every day and running the business, but also have an assistant. I mean, we need a crew for sure in there.
So what do you guys like? Are you gonna have like outfits and everything?
I haven't even thought about it. It's a great question.
Yeah.
It's a great. It can be anything we want. There's no rule. There's no.
Did he say Star Trek? I don't know. Like, I mean, it's like, you know, you go onto the spaceship and there's the captain and there's.
Oh my god, that's fun. Daniel loves. I mean, we both love Star Trek, and we're big fans of Discovery too. Like, yeah. So it can be anything we want to be. I think there's no rules really. Like.
All right. So what will be really helpful moving forward would be to know what your budget is for the production of everything. You probably already have that. You have that pretty much laid out. Do you?
I have the budget not for the marketing piece, but everything else, yeah. In some ways.
And you said, and you want this by June 1st, so we have February, March, April, May.
Yeah, this is in the best case scenario. I find a space and I lock it in the next 3 months, which is very aggressive because from my last experience, I was still in negotiations. So 3 is kind of what it takes. This is with assumption there's no build out. Divine help all around. But I really would like for it to happen in June because I have then to go off and do other earth grid work in the summertime. So I'm like also selfishly want to like put all my energy in the spring and then, you know, do other stuff.
Yeah, so like right now, like for me, like all transparency, I have a few clients that I'm working for at the moment. But some of them are like pretty flexible with when they want their stuff to be released. So depending on how you feel about
would you mind sharing some of your like samples of things you've created, like the branding guidelines and things like that?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and like your pricing plan and things like that.
Yeah. So with this, it'll be so branding, like just the visual identity without all the branding and the foundational stuff that I described, brand strategy and all that. Just that it starts at 1,500, and then seeing, like, understanding the amount of work that this is going to be in terms of like all of the print assets and the booklets and, you know, getting all the language correct and really making it feel really clear and doing like a really basic social media situation and figuring out the website, like all of that. I'm gonna get back to you. I'll create like a nice itemized list and you can see with like the hours, like how much that'll be and everything, so you can it can be really clear.
Yeah, and, I'm working on getting on an investor right now, hopefully.
How much are you raising? What's your goal to raise?
Well, based on so the thing is we need to use that marketing company for Unify to do like to put on their network or whatever, and I have to like spend 18K on them for 2 years. So I have to like they like asking for a lot, and they don't do any of this. Every center is doing their own thing. But anyway, the whole I've calculated I need 400K to with the technology and everything to open the center. So Lisa and Jeffrey can give a little bit, but I need like a big investor. So Daniel and I started like that's why I put the deck together, so we can start like pitching it to some of.
I think it would be cool if the deck looked really on point in terms of.
I know, but I'm also against. I get it, but I put it together quickly because I just needed to start a conversation now. So
totally.
I just need to raise the money. I know. I was like, it wasn't about visual representation. I was like, let me just have something so we can have conversations because like we're going to Texas and one of Daniel's friends is there who can be a potential investor. So I just want to have something tangible.
Where will you be in Texas?
We're gonna be in Austin.
I'm in Houston.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah, I've never been to Texas before. We're going to a wedding next weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very
Daniel's
beautiful
cousin
place.
is getting married. She lives in Austin.
Wow.
So I'm excited because I always wanted to go to Austin.
Austin.
Have you been? I've never been.
I've
I
been,
listened
but it's
to.
like a huge community
I've
spot right
been.
now.
They're doing a lot of very interesting stuff.
Yeah, they are. I follow Aubrey Marcus on his podcast, and he's in Austin. But I know there's many other people
Aubrey
now in
doing?
Austin.
There's
And so
a
many.
lot of there's a lot of wellness. There's like great acupuncture people.
Yeah.
There's a really good healing out there.
Yeah, no, I hear it's like becoming a spiritual mecca, which is really nice. And we're hoping to meet like a couple of friends that we know from here that moved down to Austin. So yeah, a lot of our friends moved down there from New York.
Really cool. Yeah. And also like I see like if we work on this together, like I could come up to the location in New York and check it out. You know, once you have it, just like walking around and seeing how everything is, I can give.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I can help just like make it feel really nice and really like in line.
Like because Natalia was talking about design. I don't know, Magdalena is like feng shui magician, so like I'm not Magdalena, but I have some sense of the things you were talking about, Natalia. So yeah, it would be like I get it has to be like minimalistic, chic, and all of that, but also within the budget. So again, like I'm hoping to raise more capital, so I have a little more budget.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like there's a lot, but it's exciting. Like I feel it's like the biggest project that I've worked on, and
yeah, that's really
there's like trepidations around it, of course.
Yeah.
And like all the things that need to happen to make it happen.
You can do it.
You can do it. I think what would be really good would be also as we develop this to have a list of all the competitors, because you said like just like look at what the other people are doing and make sure that what you're doing is better than everybody else.
Well, I have all the links for all the other centers that are around. There's obviously I know the ones here in New Jersey, and then there's a couple on Long Island, and there's one in Connecticut that if the difference is like a lot of them don't have like 24 unit, which is like considered the largest.
What do you want more than anything?
So competitors is like what is competitor, right? So it's like other centers around the country, and everyone is doing their own thing, and some call it energy fusion room, others whatever. Everyone's coming up with their thing. So I'm not worried. I feel like I almost don't need. I already looked at them. I know how they look, and I feel like New York is very different space. Like it can be anything we want to create it, and like I don't need to worry because I think it's the number average game. Like there's so many people in New York, and I feel it's like initially we started in Brooklyn. We spent like 4 months looking in Brooklyn. It was just so many spaces, and at the end of the day, it was like the energies were like, no, you're not meant to be here, and kicked us into Manhattan, and so it started.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely feels like a very Manhattan thing. Like you'll be getting all the rich ladies.
Rich ladies, all kinds of people, but I also see like conscious community coming in for some events as well, like where they are seeking for that like gathering and some sort of like special. Like I've met some beautiful souls. The only place I can think of in Brooklyn that's available right now. We went there for Halloween. It was called Gaia No Maya. I don't know if you guys heard of it.
Well,
Gaia No Maya.
I haven't really been in.
Yeah, I know. I'm living in suburbs, but Gaia No Maya is like they have a lot of like yoga, this that, but they have like a salt cave, and
legendary one.
They have a salt cave. How does that work?
It's salt cave. It's like a room, and it's all salt. And on Halloween, they were doing like music. Like one girl was playing on a harp, another guy was doing handpan and tuning forks and singing light language. This is where I met him, and he became my friend. Like he actually just went to Hawaii, and he's gonna come back in March. And he also said that he's gonna help a little bit with interior design. He's incredible individual, and he's like amazing musician. Natalia will be like, What? I think I sent you
Maybe
his
we know
videos.
him. Yeah, let's share
Yeah.
share in the chat some of the community people that you think would be the people who would be leading experience there, so we can look at their branding.
Definitely him. He's already like in. Yeah, he's just like, it was like, holy shit. Like, it's probably the first time I was like, was wowed away.
Do you know his lineage? Where is he
It takes a lot to
from?
wow me away. Like someone who's like, it was just, yeah, this guy's incredible. And so he already committed, and he and I were talking. He knows a lot of people in the community too. He's like in Queens, and he said, like, we were talking about even the little room, like to like how, if you want to do like a little healing space, how to operate. So yeah, I will be tapping, because I want also the right staff, you know, like I want the right staff. So it's, do you know Sasha? She's Yana's friend as well. Anyway, we went to a birthday party yesterday, and she was sitting next to me, and I was like trying to recruit her. I was like, listen, she's like, I'm looking for a job. I'm like, well, down the road, I might have a job for you. If you, so I feel like there are these beautiful souls, and everyone is trying to find like home, you know? And I think that would be a really beautiful space.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, assemblage is no longer around. Frequency dome no longer around. So everyone's looking for home. So yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Thank you so much. This was cool. It's a little bit over an hour. Yeah, let's.
How are you feeling, Natalia?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just grateful that you both met. I think I'll be doing this more. I'll be uniting people. I know way too many people, and I need to do something with my network. So I'm glad that you guys are connected. I think it's a very aligned, connection here, and because look, I care about New York City. I care about the people living there. I care about what is coming together in terms of the center. I think Be Light is the name that I remember from the future. So I really want to support. It's a good name.
Crazy. It's so crazy, Natalia. You can't even visit. It's just like fucked up.